And it's on.
Okay.
Hello everyone. Hello Victor. Hello Eric.
Hello.
We are here together with Erik Iversen, 5 rhythms teacher for 40 years.
40 years, yeah.
From Canada. And he had a great workshop here in Budapest last weekend.
Yeah.
And he'll be back in May at our workshop that we organized together with Peter, Body Power Center. And Erik will bring all his experience from 5 rhythms and from being a bodyworker for 40 years and a professional athlete and a father and who knows what. Please continue. What else? What else are you bringing?
I bring my experience working on people's bodies. That's where I learned the most of how to create, what my training is, somatomy. What I add to the 5 rhythms teacher training is how I've touched bodies, 15,000, I don't know how many, and the information just comes in. And then I learn about textures of body, energies of bodies, the different joints that work together or don't work together, blockages. And with that information in my body intelligence, I can see it in other people. So the visual, when somebody walks, I know where their attention is. I know where their injuries are, close to that. I see their emotional makeup. So there's a big piece on the emotional body as well. When I see and touch people and their anger, their fear, feeling that in their bodies. So I bring a lot of experience one-on-one with people. That factor of seeing so many different types of structures and traumas and injuries and just yeah. So I bring that and I share it on the dance floor by giving people experiences of living in their body in new ways, living in their body parts, living in their spatial awareness, in their energetic awareness. So I feel that's my biggest research is the hands-on body work. And
may I add something?
Yes.
Just to this, because you mentioned the awareness on the emotional body.
Yeah.
And for me, it's really liberating in working with you that you bring my attention to my structure and these basic things that I usually don't pay attention to. Yeah. And then it acts as a gateway and opens up many things. Like I experienced it in your bodywork session also, but also in the workshop.
I feel what you're asking about is the shape of the body, how our experience, our life, what we've experienced through our life has shaped us. So the shaping of the body and how that creates the flow of the energy. And the flow of the energy is your emotions or your energy. How do things move? Well, I'm feeling like I'm living in all of this body. But if I have some inhibitions or if I have some fear or just energy that changes my shape and I end up sitting like this every day, I have a habit and the habit is formed and then my body just goes here all the time. So how to recognize those habits and shift into a more aware, it doesn't have to be a perfect place, but a more aware place that at least I know I'm pretty balanced. And if I'm here, I know I'm here. And I don't spend all day, 5 days like this. I'm able to, I'm there. I'm just going to shift maybe over here, shift over here, feel some energy. I can breathe better here. So I think that is a big part of the emotional body and how I learn to feel my emotions and not ignore them, and then shift them to a place where I can move through it quickly I don't get stuck in my fear, stuck in my anger. I'm able to move through it because I reshape myself consciously. I move, I dance, I walk, I jump.
What really resonates with me from what you said, especially with the one-on-one experience, is how you talk about receiving information from the other person's body and also from my body. And for me also that's the key, to be able to be open and receive information. What I see on workshops when I invite people to work on each other, let's have a little massage session or something like that, a little bit of time for body work, and everybody jumps into it. They want to do something with each other. I don't know, fix something or smooth it out or make the other person feel in a certain way. And I always, nowadays, I start with it and I keep repeating, like every 1 minute, I say it into the microphone, listen more and do less. And somehow we have this, all of us, we have this motivation or urge to do something with the body instead of just listen, just receive.
Yeah. I think that goes two ways. I mean, with, alone, listening to my body. So listening to different parts that touch the ground, just listening to how I move. And I think my friend Ohad says, turn up the volume and listen. So turn up the volume of the energy. And then the hands-on, so much nicer to go, we think we have to work hard and give a massage and, really please that person, or just, be there with, give an energetic touch, a little movement there, a little stroke like that. And that really gives the person a chance to feel safe. So I feel safe with this person touching me. I can feel that they are centered and grounded. So that really helps. Just breathing together.
Yeah, and this person pays attention to me. It's actually healing in itself that, there's someone who cares and listens.
Yeah. We were trained very well to be in our body, move into the person we're working on, do a stroke, come out again, feel ourselves, do it again, come back, as opposed to a traditional way, which is like keep your hands on all the time, keep things moving all the time. So we didn't get trained that way. It was more like allow the person to feel and settle into the experience, and then try something else.
Was the training that you mentioned the Heller work?
Yeah, Heller work structural integration came out of Rolfing. So I was trained by a Rolfer who left Rolfing when Ida Rolf died and said, hey, we need to change this. Ida's dead. We need to add some new things, some innovation. This has been the same for 25, 30 years. Let's add some more energy work, some more emotional work, some more dialogue, some more movement work. And everybody went, no. So Heller work is the same as Rolfing, same body work. And it's been recognized by Rolfing as structural integration school similar to Rolfing and structural integration. And Joseph Heller added movement after every session, get up off the table, feel, and that's where I've learned a lot. Getting people off the table, watching them move, and listening to what woke up for them, listening to what I say and how that they can integrate certain words at certain times, certain ways. Certain people respond to different words in different ways. Some people, I talk about a technique of walking, they want to get it perfect. And those are the people that need to feel, not get it perfect. So approaching people in different ways to offer them ways to shift, change, integrate, transform. So that's been a big part of my training. I was also lucky enough to have Gabrielle Roth as a client. So just working on her body taught me a lot, her son's body, and a lot of different five rhythm teachers. I worked in New York City for a long time and worked on dancers and classical dancers, hip hop dancers, and so that offered me a lot of experience in athletic bodies, professional athletes. So I've been lucky to heal broken bodies, amazing bodies.
For me, it seems a very interesting combination, working on one-on-one and very close connection,
Yeah,
and then working with huge groups, moving in a big space
yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah.
same time, like two opposites.
Gabrielle taught me that you often just see one person and you teach what they need. So you see and so I'll see someone who's got locked knees or is not moving the pelvis or is not breathing, and I'll say, okay, and I'll look around and I'll see a few more people like that. I'll say, so let's go there. Let's start to work with the consciousness of the knees. But usually I'm not teaching from my head. I'm teaching from my experience and what I see on the dance floor. So it's kind of like working one-on-one, because while I'm teaching, I'm walking around with the group, seeing movement all around me, and it comes into my eyes, and I start to process who's in front of me. And again, it's not something I think about. I just kind of observe and trust and speak. So I've stopped planning, but because everybody's in front of me, that all the information's in front of me and inside of me. So I then just mix and match and take things out of my backpack and pick people's pockets and
The co-creation.
yeah, good. It's definitely a co-creation, because Gabrielle also said you can appeal to the lowest common denominator. So I don't know how that translates for you, but it's like the person with the least amount of consciousness. It's important to bring them in. And how do I bring everybody together? Because that's my intention, is unify the group. This weekend we unified the group in play and presence.
And that also came to my mind a few minutes ago, that actually the unity of the group was so big that it was like one being. Like it was not very different from working with one person, because I was lucky enough to witness it with you as the translator, and it felt like magic unfolding, like one being.
Especially the 3-beat drum.
Yes.
You saw the 3-beat drum and how people were all moving together and feeling each other, and that was magic for sure. And I really appreciate how the group jumped in, came together, played, touched each other, danced together, all the different levels. That was really good. I liked it too. I mean, I like the fact that people respond. You go, okay, levels. Everybody changes levels, and it's kind of like a wave of energy happening. And at the same time, people are learning as they experience together. They're all feeling each other, so they're learning together without even knowing it. Yeah. I think the feet are really what I've learned the most from. So the feet are where I started in 1981. I started massaging feet, and I never stopped. So I can take my clients' feet, bodywork one-on-one, and I feel everything. I feel where their hips off and where their shoulder, where they walk. So that's what I bring. How to center yourself in your center, but how to connect your center to your feet, and how to have that all moving together. So that's a real common ground for everybody. Everybody walks on their feet. So everybody connects or doesn't connect. Everybody has injuries. Everybody.
Yes, and you work with the feet and the pelvis a lot also.
Yeah.
The weekend. And I remember from somatomy a playful way of learning with our center, the starfish. So I'm really curious about this topic of body power center and what.
The starfish, yeah. Well, the starfish is really the fascia. So the fascia, the connective tissue. So for people listening, the fascia is like you can imagine an orange and all the white rind, they call it, all the white in the orange that holds the juice together. So that's the fascia of the orange. So we also have fascia through us that holds our juice together. It is the organ of shape. So the shaping, if I have different ways of shaping myself, I affect that fascia. And then I start to get sticky energy. So if I'm twisting here, I might have, my fascia doesn't want to go over here. I'm much better over here. So I can, as Thomas Hanna, who created somatics, Thomas Hanna said, we get amnesia. We literally forget how to move at a certain, we forget how to do this. We forget how to arch our back. We cannot make that connection anymore after a certain number of years.
Because we don't usually
we don't do it. And the biggest problem in schools right now is what they call physical literacy. Literally literacy. They can't operate their bodies they can't jump. They can't. They're sitting so much. They're on their phone, their devices so much that they are forgetting how to do things. So one of the biggest gifts I was able to give was go into the schools back in the 90s and work with my children's classrooms. So that's one of my dreams is to go back. So I've created some school programs. But the starfish idea is the fascia all comes together into here. And Bonnie Bainbridge-Coe in Body Mind Centering, she talks about radiating from the center. Gabrielle talked about, or a number of people talk about radiating from the heart. So when you think about that, you think about the front, but there's also the back. So when I radiate from my back, I'm going here. When I radiate from my front, I'm going here. So I'm reaching, but I'm connecting across to the left side. I'm moving through my center. I'm radiating energy and breath, and then moving around my center like an octopus.
Okay, I have to move. I just feel like
it. Yeah. So
my mirror neurons just started.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So the starfish is a great image for expansion. Because we're so contracted. So to give people the gift of expansion and the understanding of energy moving out of the body, like staccato, it moves out of the body. And how do I do that in a way that's full body, multidimensional? Multidimensional is the word I like to use. Multidimensional movement. So I'm not just moving. I'm moving through all dimensions. Up, down, left, right, top, bottom. That's a very big teaching for people is to just take apart the planes of movement. Left, right, top, bottom, back, front. Take them apart and then center them and then put them all together. That's an easy teaching.
And already invites a lot of creativity and playfulness.
That's the creativity is how do I creativity, what's creativity? So how do I do different movements? How do I play and make different movements? Well, I gotta learn the planes all the different joints, how they connect, all the different directions. And so, yeah, that's part of play is to create new ways to be. So, what Andrew Huberman says in his interviews with Ida Portal about play and his interviews about play is it's just trying new things. So when you get into a situation in life, and usually in life it's I can do this or I can do that. There's only two choices. So how do I learn to see more choices of what I can do? And movement is the first way to experience that type of creativity. And then you get into a life situation and have to make a decision. It's like, wait, there's got to be more. Got to be more possibilities.
Yeah, it can give a pattern of getting used to exploration, exploring different planes of parts of my body.
Yeah.
Gives me more ways to express myself.
Yeah.
And then I can carry on not just those new ways to expression, but also this idea of exploration. Maybe somebody will become a great painter after dancing,
right?
Because the pattern is the same. You need to explore the paints, the colors, the things.
Yeah. I think that's, bringing your body, your creative body, into other arts, other ways, not just your life, but other arts. Like, how can I sing from my feet? How can I move? How can I paint standing up? How can I, all that. Also, I saw you, change. So the plasticity of the brain, as I do all those things, the plasticity of my body is the plasticity of my brain. So I start to reshape and I get new neurons firing in new ways. So my brain starts to grow. My brain starts to change.
Yes, I studied at the Academy of Fine Arts and was totally shut off, cut down from my body. And then after finishing this 5 years, there I went to a painting course where they taught us to watercolor, to water the paper, so without any colors, on the exhale. And it was such a revelation. Like, wow, I am,
Nice.
my whole body is in it and not just creating something.
Yeah. Oh, that idea of the exhale too, that you're more relaxed.
Yeah, and I'm bringing the energy out.
Yeah. It's matching. You're matching. Yeah. Creativity is I think Gabrielle created the 5 rhythms with the idea of the creative cycle. It's a wave. That is the creative wave. And there's many people studying that creative. How does it happen? How does it start? Where's the middle? My wife right now is writing a book, and she's right in the middle. And she said, "What's going on?" And I said, "I think you're in chaos." So that gave her a light of understanding that in this writing, I'm also a body that's feeling chaos because there's so much in me that wants to come out. And
good to have a map.
I said, "Lyricals come."
And I think I know that podcast that you mentioned, Huberman with Ido Portal.
Yeah.
And he says in the end, like Huberman, neurobiologist, like, shall we send traumatized people to dance? And apparently the answer is yes.
Yeah.
That's their conclusion, because in dance there is the movement, the creativity, the dynamic body exercise part, the connection. So many things.
Well, the trauma comes in what I talk about, the shaping. So the memory of the trauma then shapes the body, or the shaping, the trauma that is being replayed through an example outside of me, I'll shape into the same place I was. I'll create a story. So the ability to be able to move my body in many ways can repattern and help me, who's traumatized, um, remember sanity, remember essence, remember ground, and not get caught up in some other place where I was traumatized. No, I'm right here, and I'm dancing, and I'm feeling good, and I'm moving through it. So that's the gift of dance: is I can be completely present, and I'm not being transported to a traumatic experience in my mind or in my body. And I think I saw all the three main trauma guys. I won't even say their names, but they're all dancing. They're at a conference, and here's yeah, they're all dancing. So it was great to see that. And they, they had their own little easy style. They weren't five rhythm dancers, but they were doing it. Yeah, it can be someone who has a traumatic experience and then is on the dance floor. It's what I see is it's so important to keep moving. Don't stop and start to imagine. Keep feeling everything inside of you and move it. So that's a key for dance and trauma is not to stop and think.
Yes, and how to find our power if we feel powerless through the movement, through our practice.
Yeah, well, I think it's so apparent how powerful our bodies are, and we don't experience that because we don't have the opportunities as we walk through our life. We have to be very good boys and girls on the street, at a concert, at a party, wherever we are, on a subway. It's like we've got to maintain a certain, good boy attitude. And so to be able to go to a movement workshop and be in a space where it's okay to jump, to push, to reach, to feel how strong my body is, and then learn how to make it stronger because I'm grounded, I'm breathing, I'm centered. It's like what a gift to remind myself that that I am still youthful in my energy. My body may have a little more pain, maybe a little bit more less aligned, but I can still feel that old childhood gift of. I mean, it's connecting to spirit also. So power, spirit. How do I get my spirit to re-engage my power? I'm a horse. I'm a lion.
Yes.
I'm a football player.
Yes. Playfulness. I think the playfulness is for me at least, the way out from that kind of thinking, which I think is very widespread here, at least in Eastern Europe, where people think that I need to make myself small, I need to restrict myself, because if I'm not doing that, the other thing which can happen is that I'm being strong and aggressive.
Okay.
For a lot of people, these are the opposites which can happen to people. Right. You are either outgoing and doing things, but then it means you are hurting others.
Right.
Or you restrict yourself, and they think that these are opposites. But for me, these are not opposites. These are very similar, because when I restrict myself, I'm actually aggressive towards myself. I'm limiting my energy. I'm working against myself. So I either work against myself or I either work against other people. It's still the same. We need to find different ways, and playing is a good way of exploring different ways, which are neither aggressive towards myself, neither towards others, simply something else, which we don't even know yet how to do it because we never experienced it. Our ancestors never experienced it. There is this generational learning that, for me as a child, I couldn't learn from anybody how to be playful because there were no adults around me who were playful, at least in their bodies. Maybe with their words they were playful. But with body movement, I don't remember anybody as an adult person around me who will be playful.
Yeah. So the word I use is you have a play debt. You owe yourself play.
That's good. I like it.
Yeah. Yes. You owe yourself play. The new ways of moving is taking on roles, different roles. So I play a character, I play an animal. So it gives me a chance to experience a different energy, a different character within me. Maybe even my ego. Then playing with my ego, my aggressive guy, and just playing with him, letting him come out and be seen without having to hurt anybody, or my even my lover, bringing my lover out in a way that's sensual, which I wouldn't normally show people. So having fun with that is jumping into different characters.
And it's extremely liberating, and that's why I'm so grateful for all the safe containers, all the dance spaces where I got to spend time, because there these characters can come out.
Yeah.
Which we don't usually show. As you mentioned several times at the workshop, serious is limiting.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So serious is or it's fear is disguised as serious. That's one. And then serious is limiting and play is infinite. So that seriousness can really hold you back. You want to share one of your favorite play characters, or how?
Well, I was aware of time, and I had this thought that maybe we could just finish with a shake or a movement together. Or something.
Sure. In the chair.
No, not in the chair. Like, I want to get up. One of my favorite characters is taking up a lot of space.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine is going up and reaching.
Now we're completely off the screen.
I knew it. Hello.
Out of the box.
Yeah, the shake is I think it's pretty universal. I even heard it on some British interview today with a podcaster, very conservative, and she's saying, I've been shaking all my life, just like so really allowing energy to move.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's usually when people are alone. Can we do it in front of our friends? Sure.
Sorry, I have to go to the toilet to shake a little bit.
Yeah, do the 5 rhythms in the toilet.
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
Thank you, Erik,
right.
for the
Thank
inspiration and for coming back.
I'm looking forward to coming back because I really like it.